Before we begin working on our interactive application, and just to be sure, by interactive I mean that there's an interaction between the user and the application, we need to understand one very important concept: events. When I say events, you may be thinking of something like concerts, or a picnic, or a parade, or something fun. Well, this is not exactly what I mean, but I promise I'll try to make events, when it comes to programming languages, at least half fun. Events are actually crucial to any interactive application, and most programming languages, such as Java, C Sharp, or JavaScript, incorporate them in some way. Without getting into the computer science textbook definition of what events are or not, I'm just going to say this: an event is when something happens. This actually sounds a lot like something taken from the dictionary. Well, that's what it is. But what exactly do I mean when I say something happened? I'm moving my mouse now. An event has occurred. I just clicked something maybe. An event happened. Did I type something on my keyboard? There's another event, or actually multiple events in a row. When it comes to wording, we usually say that an event is emitted, fired, or broadcast. You can take your pick. I normally say fired or emitted. Also, you will often hear me of referring to events as signals, and this is actually coming straight from the Qt syntax, as you'll see soon. Now, we actually need to capture those events and do something with them. In Qt, if an event is not caught or handled, as we actually say, it is being disregarded. This handler can be any Python callable, and by that I mean any Python function or method. You can think of a handler as an action you want to take when a particular event occurs. One note: a handler is sometimes called an event listener as well. Those two terms are equivalent. Here we have an example of an event that is not being handled and as such is being automatically disregarded by the garbage collection in Python and Qt. Right here we have an event that, when fired, prints the message "Hello" to the Python console. Finally, we can also attach events to our own methods, as I mentioned earlier, and do whatever we want to do. One good example would be asking the user if he or she wants to save the changes when exiting the application. Let's make a definition. A handler, which is a function, is attached to an event. So you've seen in our previous video that when I clicked the close button, nothing happened. Be aware that an event, specifically the clicked event, has been fired, but there was nothing to handle it, so it was automatically disregarded, as you can see in our first example here. But if you were paying really close attention in the last video, you also noticed that we didn't really specify any events anywhere in our code. Yet I'm saying that an event has been fired. Well, that's because Qt actually comes with some built-in events, such as clicked, text change, for example, which fires when you change the text in the QLine edit, and remember that's our text box. What's also interesting about this text change event is that it also passes a parameter to whatever handler is attached to it. There are many other events available overall. I'd say that every UI element has some sort of an event that it emits. One more important thing I feel I should say is that an event is sometimes referred to as a signal, and the handler is sometimes referred to as a slot. I know, so many different names, but the signal slot names actually come straight from the Qt syntax. Now you're probably confused more than ever, but trust me, even though events are a very powerful concept, they're actually really simple to understand. As I said earlier, it is our job to capture or handle those events and do something with them, and that's exactly what we're going to do in our next video.